They mostly take the mound when the game is on the line. When they're on the short end of things, it never looks good. There is usually no wiggle room, and usually the final result is in their hands. A Phillies relief corps that has struggled all season has taken the mound with a newfound confidence. They've emphatically closed out 3 straight wins, while making it a lot more fun to open that door. So far, so good. It's been a 4-2 homestand thus far for the Phils. This afternoon, they go for the series sweep against the Washington Nationals. It's Game 3 of a 3-game series here at Citizens Bank Park, and things have been brighter for the Phils. Take a look at the last 8 series, including this one. It all began down in Washington when today's starter, Cliff Lee, appeared in that series. The Phillies have only lost 1 series since that one. It was that series against the Atlanta Braves. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Chris Wheeler. This afternoon, the Phillies go for a 3-game series sweep, and for the first time, they look for a series sweep against a team with a better than .500 record. And they're hopefully going to have to rely not only on Cliff Lee, but also on that bullpen, which has been so much better.
Bullpen's been really, really good, Tom, especially the last couple nights. A lot of strikeouts coming out of the bullpen. How about on Friday night when Charlie Manuel turned into Tony La Russa and he used 1 pitcher for a hitter? There are a couple guys that maybe phase 2, but for the most part it was 1 guy, and look at all the strikeouts in this, and they were able to get the job done to get to Jonathan Papelbon. Struck out Chad Tracy down. Now last night they got to the same spot they were the night before. He gets Harper out, but decides to stay with Bastardo. Why? Charlie said, I just had a feeling the guy was going to get the job done and get me to Papelbon. He did. Jonathan Papelbon came in, got a couple more strikeouts, and you see all these swings and misses late in games, and that's such a good thing because nothing can happen when your bullpen comes in and does right what you see there. 9 1/3 innings and 14 strikeouts. Nothing like punch-outs at the end of a ball game, and the bullpen's been doing a great job.
All right, we'll see if they have to pick up for Cliff Lee today. The last time Lee faced the Washington Nationals, Wheels probably had one of his best outings of the year.
Yeah, he was really looking for a win at that time, going up against Strasburg, too, that night, and pitched a tremendous game. He had good stuff early in the game. The Phillies would eventually blow it wide open, but he kept it close when he had to, had all his pitches working, and it was a Cliff Lee game where he had a lot of fun in the ball game, too. You see the ground balls that he's throwing. Everything was going really well, but this is what he likes to do, get involved. Got himself a base hit and an RBI, and just for good measure, takes off and steals a base. So when Cliff Lee has fun playing like that, it seems like the game goes a lot better for him.
All right, let's hope he has some fun this afternoon as the Phillies go for this series sweep against the first place Washington Nationals here at Citizens Bank Park. It will be Lee, and he'll be opposed by a pretty good pitcher in right-hander Jordan Zimmerman, who's making his 26th start of the year and looking for his 10th win of the season. Well, Chase Utley certainly has turned up the engine a little bit during this series. He's played hard the entire year. He never slows down. He certainly has it in this series. Some defense, a key stolen base last night. We'll get to the lineups at first pitch when we return. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Bud Light Live. Summer is calling. By Toyota. Every new Toyota purchase comes with Toyota Care. By Citizens Bank, we're for homes. Talk to us today about how we can help guide you to the loan that's right for you. By Xfinity, the official HD triple play provider of your Phillies. And by Independence Blue Cross. We're creating a more coordinated healthcare system that is built around you. Independence Blue Cross, changing the game. Game series against the Washington Nationals. The Phillies have won the first two, and the starting nine made their way out toward their favorite position, and some of them got a chance to say hello to their favorite Philly. Great honor on Sundays. 9 randomly selected children coming to the ballpark today. Not only did they get the Jimmy Rollins backpack cooler, compliments of ShopRite, but 9 others also got the chance to go out and spend some time on the playing field with some of their favorite Phillies players. So a good day to be a kid here at the Yard. Let's take a look at the Nationals starting lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Leading it off at shortstop, Danny Espinosa. Bryce Harper, the center fielder, bats second. Ryan Zimmerman hits third, followed by Jason Worth, the right fielder. Adam LaRoche, the first baseman, bats fifth. Hitting sixth is Tyler Moore, the left fielder. Jesus Flores, the catcher, bats seventh. Steve Lombardozzi, the second baseman, hits eighth. And batting ninth and pitching is right-hander Jordan Zimmerman. They'll face Phillies left-hander Cliff Lee. Lee is looking for his third victory of the year. Every time I see that, I kind of get caught thinking it's going to say 12 or 13. It says 2. Just 2.
And it's the end of August, which makes it even crazier. See, only 25 walks there, though, Tommy. He's only walked 1 in his last 35 and a third innings. He does throw a lot of strikes, and sometimes probably too many strikes because he gets hit a little bit, especially with home run balls. He pounds that strike zone. His career against Washington, good numbers, especially the last time out. Phillies have not scored a whole lot of runs for him, just 57 while he's in the ball game. But he is so overdue to win a game in this ballpark. Why not today?
And dominate a game. He's overdue to even dominate a game. That sounds strange. Some pitchers just would prefer to just win. But he's, during the last few years, he's got out and flat out dominated some games, some months. And he's looking to give the Phils a series sweep.
Well, time now for the Nissan Keys to this afternoon's game. We start in bright sunshine here on a nice Sunday afternoon at Citizens Bank Park. Well, we just said that. Let's have Cliff Lee win a game here, and if Tom says go ahead, feel free, dominate and sweep a good team, because make no mistake about it, the Washington Nationals are a good team.
Yeah, Phillies have swept 1 3-game series this year. It was against Milwaukee in July, and they've swept 2 2-game series. Danny Espinosa has very good numbers against Lee. Stands in, and the first pitch of the day is over for a strike. So we're underway under bright sunshiny skies.
Decided to lead Espinosa off today because his numbers on base, hits, those kind of things are better against a left-hander, as he's a switch hitter. He has more power left-handed.
He's also 7 for 13 against Lee. Foul tip, 0-2.
Yeah, and then so Davey Johnson decided, well, I'm not going to bury this guy in the 8-hole today.
Davey Johnson's watched his team strike out 19 times so far in this series. 0-2 the count to Espinosa. Breaking ball, swung on and missed. That's a heck of a curve to start the afternoon. First strikeout for Lee. And with 1 out, Bryce Harper's coming up.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, and good night with 3 pitches. And that curveball, he saves that a lot of times as the game goes along for a strikeout pitch. In this case, he comes right out against a guy who's worn him out and strikes him out with it.
So Bryce Harper is hitting .250 this year with 12 home runs. He's 3 for 8 in this series. Davey Johnson said yesterday that he was thinking about giving him some more time off against left-handed pitching. But out of necessity, Davey Johnson needs to use him this afternoon because Mike Morse is still nursing a sore hand. Ian Desmond is nursing a sore hamstring. So they essentially are down to 1 extra outfielder in Roger Bernardino. That ball is shot to the opposite way. Good play by Rollins and nice hold by Howard.
Yeah, real good backhand play there by Jimmy. He could still get a lot on his throws. And as Tom said, holding the bag real well here is Ryan Howard. This throw is a little bit high, but you see it starting to sail a little bit, and Ryan uses all 6'4" and that big frame of his to stay on the bag.
2 outs, 5 pitches, all strikes. And here's Ryan Zimmerman. Zimmerman's hitting .281 with 16 home runs. He's 0 for 7 in this series. In fact, the Phillies pitchers have really handled the middle of the lineup for the Nationals so far. There's Roy Halladay, who did the handling last night. Kyle Kendrick did it the night before.
He was really good last night. It was Roy Halladay.
Inside, 1 ball and 1 strike to Zimmerman. Zimmerman against the Phillies this year is 3 for 18. First time the Phillies saw the Nationals, he was out with an injury. And now he has the count in his favor, 2 balls and 1 strike. There's a strike, and it's 2-2. 85 on the changeup.
Using all his pitches early. Cutter, fastball, changeup. Of course, that one real good curveball to strike out Lombardozzi to begin the game.
Now the 2-2 pitch.
Oh. Well, he is around the plate, but he's out of the middle of it here early in the game. And that's a good sign for Lee.
Lance Barksdale is the home plate umpire. Crew chief Jerry Davis is over at first base today. 3-2 the count to Zimmerman. Line drive, base hit to center field. So that's Zimmerman's first hit of the series. Well, it's a good day to sit outside and enjoy some Turkey Hill ice cream here at the ballpark. And during the 2012 season, Turkey Hill will contribute $100 for each Phillies victory and 5 cents for each carton of Phillies Grand Slam ice cream, sold to support the Phillies youth baseball and softball programs. 2 outs. Jason Worth is the hitter. Jason overall 306 in 48 games. Missed a large portion of the season because of the broken wrist. Take strike 1. It's 0-1.
Worth is another one of those guys that almost always takes the first pitch.
His reputation with the Phillies was that he would take nearly 5 pitches per AB. And he has the same reputation with the Nationals. That hasn't changed.
Yeah, well, that's the reason he's leading off for them. But they had to drop him down in this series. He was leading off in the Friday game. Then they had to drop him down because of the injury to Desmond.
Again, Cliff is ahead. No balls and 2 strikes.
He always has been right up the top of the league in pitches seen in the course of a season.
0-2 pitch. Popped him up. Right side. Chase Utley, sunglasses on. Calling everybody off. He's under it, and an easy first inning for Cliff Lee. He winds up throwing 14 pitches, no runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the first. It's the Nationals nothing, and the Phillies coming up. Ready for the bottom of the first. Let's take a look at the Phillies starting lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Leading it off at shortstop, Jimmy Rollins. Batting second, the left fielder, Juan Pierre. Chase Utley hits third, followed by Ryan Howard, the first baseman. John Mayberry is in the 5-hole. Lance Nix bats sixth. Kevin Franzel hits seventh over third base. Eric Kratz bats eighth. At batting ninth, the pitching, of course, is Lee. And they'll face right-hander Jordan Zimmerman. The 26-year-old has had a decent year. His numbers are better than his win-loss record. He's 9-7 with an ERA of 2.54.
Oh, this guy's really good pitcher. Numbers there, when you look at other than the one-loss record, very good. Walks, strikeouts, opposition batting average, outstanding fastball, and he'll throw curve, slider, change. He's more a fastball slider pitcher. Good numbers on the road. Here in this ballpark, he's 1-1 lifetime in 2 starts with a 6 ERA.
Well, to start Jimmy Rollins off with a strike on the inside corner. Rollins has hit in 3 straight. 3 for 6 in the series with a couple of walks and a couple of RBIs.
Well, you think about Strasburg when you talk about Washington with their pitching, but you don't do what they've been able to do this year with one guy. And when you factor in Zimmerman and then the guy we saw last night, Gio Gonzalez, and throw Detweiler in there, the year Jackson's had, that's why they are right where they are, because their pitching's been so good.
National League leaders, he's second behind Johnny Cueto. Just barely. That's off Rollins' foot. That was the slider that we talked about being his second best pitch. And Rollins will walk it off.
Hasn't had one of those for a while. Jimmy will do that sometimes in the course of a season, and he's missed time over the years on account of it. Hopefully he can walk it off. It's taking a while. Oh, that hit his knee, didn't it?
It did. His back knee.
I used to do that. Gary Maddox used to hit his front knee. He would spread out so much, and he would hit it off that front knee somehow.
1-2 the count to Rollins. He fouls it back toward the Hall of Fame club. The lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Ed Beatty of Philadelphia. If the Phillies hit a home run in today's ball game, the Big Ed will win $100. 1-2 the count to Rollins. And a slider swung on and missed. First strikeout of the day for Zimmerman. And that'll bring Juan Pierre to the plate.
See Zimmerman come here with a little bit of a bigger breaking ball there, and he has all the pitches. He won't use curveball and changeup as much as fastball slider, but he has them, and the hitters know that.
Juan Pierre, who's 0 for his last 15, takes strike one.
Zimmerman's a guy they shut down last year. There wasn't that much talk about it because it wasn't quite the same situation. The Nats weren't going anywhere, and his name isn't Strasburg.
No, the Nationals at the time he was shut down, they were probably 19 games back, weren't they?
It was a day you guys were driving out to Cincinnati, and I went and saw that game, and it was against the Reds, and that was the last game he pitched that Sunday afternoon.
And then Strasburg came back, and he kind of picked up his innings. Oh, he has 2 quick outs. There's Mike Rizzo, the general manager of the Washington Nationals.
He's going to turn it around a little bit today. Mike's going to come up here and sit, not down in the seats where he were the last couple of days.
Well, I'll tell you what, down in those seats on a sunshiny afternoon,
pretty hot.
Yep, that dome of his will get fried just like mine does.
Plus, not that baseball people are superstitious or anything.
Nice comfortable booth. Why not?
That would never happen. He'd be superstitious.
Chase Utley 2 for 6 in the series so far. 7 for 24 on the homestand. Phillies so far in the first 6 games are 4-2 on the homestand.
Mike's done a real good job with that team. The whole front office has in rebuilding this franchise, and they are really good.
They just found out, according to the Washington Post, that their #1 pick this year, Lucas Giolito, will undergo Tommy John surgery at the end of this month. So, you know, Zimmerman's been through it, Strasburg's been through it, and now their #1 pick from this year. 2-1 the count to Utley as he takes a fastball for strike one.
Well, they can only hope that Zimmerman and that kid comes back the way Zimmerman and Strasburg have. Phillies have jumped on these guys the first 2 games with a run. 2 last night, a run in the first game on Friday. And then because of Chase Utley's base running and other things that he's contributed, they've scored an extra run that they need in the 8th inning of both games.
Pretty entertaining, too, the way they did it.
Been eerily similar, these 2 games.
Looks that foul off the first base line. The young lady's very pleased that Sam Perlazzo just gave her a baseball. Said we had to look back because she was cheering so hot.
Sam's one of those really good guys. I'm sure that made his day.
Breaking ball outside, 3-2.
He used to throw a lot more of those. When he first came up, I think you could say he was a fastball curveball guy. That is an outstanding curveball he just missed with.
Comes back with a slider, and it remains 3-2. Utley's put together a heck of an at-bat here. What looked like an easy first pitch count wise has now resulted in 16 pitches and one more coming for Zimmerman. Chase with 196 lifetime home runs. He's on the doorstep of 200 for his career. And Ryan Howard, who's on deck, is on the doorstep of 300 home runs. Outside, ball 4, and Utley works out a walk.
He always plays the game right, but he's really playing it right recently. He could tell Chase is back in the flow, physically feeling good. He's not worried about his legs right now, and now he's playing his game. When he plays this game, boy, is it fun to watch.
He's the guy that you use as an example for every other young player around the world of baseball. Play it like him. Ryan Howard's 2 for 8 this series so far in the homestand. He's 6 for 22 with a home run. Lays off a changeup, it looked like, and it's 0-1. Now they call that a slider. They have 3 infielders on the right side, including Lombardozzi, the second baseman.
Base stealers 8 out of 9 off Zimmerman. Flores 5 for 51 as far as caught stealing in attempts.
0-2 the count. Yeah, that was a big topic for Davey Johnson the last couple of days, is the ability of his pitchers to hold base runners on. Last night it came back and haunted them when Burnett was out on the mound, and Utley stole second, then stole third.
Yeah, that got them that extra run when John Mayberry hit the sac fly.
Count is 0-2. Breaking ball swung on and missed. That'll be the curve from Jordan Zimmerman. And the Phillies are retired here in the first inning. No runs, no hits, 1 man left. We go to the second here in Philadelphia in a scoreless game. TV Premium for only $10. Watch every out-of-market game live online on your favorite devices. Offer ends August 27th. Visit MLB.tv or text MLB.tv to 31826 to start watching now. Blackout restrictions and message and data rates may apply. Today is the 10th anniversary of MLB.tv, Wheels.
All right.
I think our world has kind of changed a little bit just because of all the games we watch on the computer now.
Yeah.
Adam LaRoche takes the first pitch, so it's 0-1. Now it's 0-2. On the hands, over the head of Rollins. It'll drop for a hit for LaRoche. It's his first hit of the series, and he's aboard to start the second. I think he snapped his bat right in half. Well, with the runner on, Tyler Moore's coming up. Let's check in with Murph. Murph, what do you have, buddy?
All right, T-Mac. Well, you and Wheels talking earlier in the game. It's just really strange to look down and see Cliff Lee with just 2 wins at this part of the season. When you take a look at the numbers after 22 starts and compare them to last year, it becomes even stranger. You look right down. Obviously, the records are different, but ERA, just like a half a run difference for 9 innings. Balls or walks and strikeouts about the same. The big one right there, home runs. 22 home runs this year, as opposed to just 14 at this juncture of the season last year. If there's one thing you can point to why Cliff Lee maybe doesn't have quite as many wins as he had last year, it's probably that number. But all in all, it's been a strange season for him, and the numbers support it, because if you look at the comparison, not too much different than last year at this time when he had 10 wins.
Yeah, nearly a year between victories here at this ballpark. It's so surprising. Lance Nix will take care of Tyler Moore. Well, the other thing, too, Murph, if you look at his numbers, he's always been a good pitcher against 500 or better teams. I think sometimes you gauge the success of a starting pitcher on their record against teams who are better than 500. And he's 11 games over 500 in his career against teams that are better than 500.
Yeah, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And we've been looking at the numbers all year, and we've been watching him pitch. And there are games that he simply was not in them. But there have been other games where you think, wow, he certainly pitched well enough to win this one. And there's been more than a handful of them this season that he just hasn't gotten to go his way this year.
Well, one game he did get to go his way was his last outing against the Nationals. Let's hope that's an omen for today as he starts Flores with a strike. Flores has not played in this series so far.
Go back game after game this year with Cliff Lee. And you go right back to the game where he hurt himself in San Francisco. Oh, no. What was that? To go 0-0 in that game, him pitching to extra innings. And it's one after another. When you start to analyze them, you go, you got to be kidding me that this many things could happen. And as Murph pointed out, he has had games he's given away this year also, but they also don't score much for him.
Ground ball left side. Nice play by Franzen. Tossed to Utley, who got to the bag right with the throw. And it's a 5-4-3 athletic double play. That's a good job all the way around. Lee broke the bat. Franzen stayed composed, and Utley found the bag at second. So Lee is through 2. He's allowed a couple of hits, and he got a little defense behind him to help him through the top of the second. We'll go to the bottom of the second here in Philadelphia. up for the Phils. And speaking of Mayberry, here's our Coors Light Cold Hard Blast.
John had a good game again last night. Broke the 2-2 tie. See Gio Gonzalez's reaction. He knew that was out of the ballpark. That made it 3-2, and just for good measure, hit the sac flies next time up to give him an extra run.
Cold Hard Blast brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Mayberry with 12 home runs, 35 runs batted in. This has probably been his best homestand of the year. He's 8 for 22, 364 with a couple home runs. It'll be Mayberry, Nix, and Kevin Franzen here in the second. Keeps on hitting. We've seen him start to swing at the first pitch in RBI situations, and there he swung at the first pitch. May have cracked his bat.
Yeah, he fought that off. That was kind of like LaRoche, the hit he got, like the one Zimmerman got. Both these guys have real good stuff here this afternoon. They have a lot of action on their pitches. This thing is running, and he hits it off the end of the bat a little bit. Good job. When you're that strong, you can hit those kind of balls, and they'll clear the infield.
So Mayberry's aboard. Lance Nix is the hitter.
He's a good guy to pull the ball in the hole right now. Maybe get a first and third out of it.
Played the last couple seasons with the Nationals. Oh, his slide at home the other night was one of the big plays in the first game of this series.
Get around Charlie, he brings up certain subjects. One of them that comes back to a lot is he wants to play Nix more. He thinks he can help this team this year and next year if they can get him some at bats, because he's versatile enough to play some positions for him.
Figure you play all three outfield positions and first base.
Move around a little bit too for a big guy.
Breaking ball 0-2 the count to Nix.
He's hurt so much this year, really didn't get that much of a look at him, and he's a fastball hitter. There's no doubt about it. He's like a lot of guys, struggles with off-speed stuff, but he can get ahead in the count a little bit, get enough fastballs. He can hit that thing, and he's got some power.
Throw over to first. Mayberry back ahead of the tag. Talking to Nix the other night about that play at the plate where he just got his hand in. He said, I think my hand was there ahead of the tag. He said it was so close. I said, well, you had all the guys behind you trying to tell you where to go. He said, everybody was back there trying to tell me where to slide. I said, did you see Franzen? He said, oh, I saw him.
Made a heck of a slide.
Down the left field line. On the run is Moore, and he puts it away. And back to first goes Mayberry. Phillies will have an off day tomorrow, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 3-game series against the New York Mets. Thursday at 1:05 is a Citizens Bank Business Person Special. After the game, it's a Model Sporting Goods Kids Run the Bases. Good seats are still available for all 3 games between the Phillies and the Mets. Mets are in 4th place, the Phillies in 3rd in the National League East. Here are the matchups. Worley, Hamels, and Kendrick for the Phillies. Young, Harvey, and Neese for the Mets. Kevin Franzen 1 for 6 in this series, but 6 for 14 on the homestand. Playing 3rd again today. Placido Polanco is available.
Franzen likes to hit the ball the other way when there's a man on first base, and they start him in to try and make it a little bit tougher to do that. He gets something away, he will look for that hole over here on the right side and try and make something happen.
Pulls it toward the hole on the left side. Diving stops Zimmerman. They get 1 at second. That's all they'll get. That's a good play. That ball was on him pretty quickly.
Oh, he's good. He's one of those big third basemen like, say, Scott Rowland. They're not. They don't run real fast, but they're so quick. Look at that move. He's so quick. And, of course, he's tall enough that when he leans like that, he can really cover some ground and then gets up and gets the out. No double play there. But it's just a tremendous play by a very, very good defensive third baseman. You don't teach what guys like him can do, and that's that quickness.
I just don't know how he makes those throws. He does not throw like a third baseman.
Well,
and I know a lot of that is because
He's a combination, yeah.
He just can't throw overhand anymore for some reason. It's in his head.
He has. He's throwing overhand. He's trying to throw overhand on the regular throws. That one he'll flip them. But it's they say it's a combination of he has a shoulder problem and he's got a little bit of the yips.
Erik Kratz takes inside 2-0. Kratz had a base hit to right field last night.
The play he really has trouble making, they say, is down the line to his right when he has to make a long throw and come over the top because he doesn't get a lot on it. And it's tougher for him to quick release the way that he tries to do. I haven't seen much of it in this series, come to think of it. You haven't had to see him make throws where he has to come over the top.
Lance Barksdale, the home plate umpire, is getting an earful from Steve McCaddy, the pitching coach for the Nationals. 3-0 the count to Kratz. Got the green light. So Cliff Lee will wind up leading off the third. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left here in the second. We've completed 2 here at Citizens Bank Park. We'll be back for the third. On the Phillies.com, go to the fan section for all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. All right, Wheels, if you're done sneezing, name the college that Bryce Harper played at when the Nationals selected him #1 overall in the 2010 draft. That is a tough one.
Yeah, I'm not going to get that.
That's not a layup.
No, I've read that a few times.
That's a 3-point half-court bank shot.
Yeah, I've read that a few times, and it's not like saying Oklahoma.
No, it's not. I'll give you that.
I'm sure it's a fine institution, but it's not one that jumps out at you.
Not in this neck of the woods, anyway. Steve Lombardozzi leads off the third. Lombardozzi batting 8th today. He's batted leadoff the last 2 days.
We could go for 30 innings, and I wouldn't get that today.
Unless somebody texted you the answer.
Right, and then I won't use it. I don't know. We could go right to the answer right now. But I'm sure the fans have it by now. And that's what matters.
0-2 the count to Lombardozzi. 283 hitter with 2 home runs, 23 runs batted in. He's down looking. Second strikeout for Cliff Lee.
That's good. He got a little bit of a high strike there. That's what Lombardozzi's thinking. The definition of the strike zone, that's a strike. Hitters nowadays, they don't think that's a strike.
Oh, 1 out. Jordan Zimmerman's coming up. Budweiser, through the Walk-Off the Hero program, will donate $5,000 to Folds of Honor for every Phillies walk-off win. Please join Budweiser and the Phillies in honoring those who keep our nation safe and free. 1 ball, no strikes, the count to Jordan Zimmerman. Three of his 8 career RBIs came this year.
has 2 lifetime doubles. They're both this year. And a home run, too.
On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, they're underway in Cincinnati, where Matt Holliday has given the Cardinals a 3-0 lead. He has 2 RBIs so far today.
Big series for the Cardinals, and they've only been able to split to this point.
Homer Bailey against Adam Wainwright this afternoon in that ball game.
It's a new trap for a baseball, huh?
The authenticator will mark that ball up. Talked about that last night. I met Angel on the way home last night. He was in the car next to me, and I stopped and said, "You know, you were on TV tonight." He goes, "I heard." I said, "We didn't give your name because we didn't know your name." He said, "I'm Angel." I don't know his name, though, Wheels.
No. Well, maybe you'll ride next to him tonight.
Yeah. 2-2 pitch. Broke his bat. Fly ball to shallow right. Nick's on the run. Makes the catch.
Did he jump Nick's got on that?
Yeah.
That was really good. He's playing fairly shallow anyway because of the fact that it's a pitcher and you're playing on his offside. But he got after that pretty well, and he can run once he gets going too. That's one thing you really notice about him in the outfield, that he covers ground. Not trying to paint him out as to be a Rawlings Gold Glove outfielder or anything, but he is more than adequate out there.
Which, if he's not going to be an everyday outfielder, he needs to be.
Right.
Good on a couple parts of the game to get out there from time to time.
You need those kind of guys, and the #1 part of his game is going to be to hit right-handed pitching.
Danny Espinosa struck out his first time up. He lays off the first pitch here. It's 1-0.
I just think he's a guy that fits into the puzzle for next year. I don't know what they think, and that's what matters.
Well, the Phillies do have him signed for his second season. 1 ball, 1 strike to count as Espinosa fouls it off. There's the 1-2 pitch down the right field line. That'll be out of play. It remains 1-2. Got him with the curveball the last time, and he tried a curveball here. Two and two the count. Pitch in the dirt. Cliff has pitched in 22 games this year. He has a no decision in 13 of those 22 games. That's the most in the major leagues. 59% of his games he doesn't have a decision. The 2-2 to Espinosa. Ground ball left side. I think they broke another bat. Franzen throws out Espinosa, or he just lose the bat. No, they broke another bat.
Went in the dugout. The barrel went into the Washington dugout.
That is the 4th bat that Lee has broken today. There's the handle at home plate. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. we believe if it's not worth driving, it's not worth building. By Bud Light Lime, summer is calling. And by Nissan Summer Saving Days. Event ends September 4th. Visit ChooseNissan.com. Cliff Lee will lead it off in front of a near capacity crowd this afternoon. 44,000 on hand last night plus. And today it looks like it's pretty thick too. Lee so far this year 191 with no homers and 2 RBIs. And he'll lead off against Zimmerman. Fouls the first pitch away. Lee has seen more off-speed pitches this year than last year.
That's what happens to pitchers that can hit.
So he just saw a fastball there from Zimmerman. He said, I'm going after it. And he got another one. Not so much for seeing more off-speed pitches.
That was a jammer. Called a high strike.
Yeah, 3 straight fastballs, including that last one.
Clarksdale is more up in the zone than he is down today for both pitchers.
Friday, September 7th, it's Cabrini College night here at the ballpark. All fans 15 and over will receive the college knit hat. Compliments of Cabrini. Saturday the 8th is a 7:05 start. Sunday the 9th is a 1:35 start. Tickets can be purchased by going to Phillies.com. Rollins struck out his first time up. To the count. Both these guys are just firing strikes.
2 outstanding pitchers today. Another broken bat. That's the other thing they're doing. They're breaking bats.
Well, if you want something fun and informative in the morning, then PHL 17 has you covered. For all your weather, traffic, and trends, check out Eye Opener from 6 until 8 tomorrow morning. It's a different kind of morning show right here on PHL 17. 0-2 to Rollins with 1 out here in the 3rd. Fly ball, shallow right. Espinosa doesn't see it. Here comes Worth. Or I should say Lombardozzi didn't see it.
Well, there's a lot of jammers going on out here on both sides. Both these guys have tremendous movement on their pitches. That's why you're seeing all these broken bats and weak outs. Well, in this game is going to look big. That thing move, and Jimmy Rollins doesn't barrel it up and winds up hitting the pop-up. Had to pull his hands in at the last second. He's getting his broken bats, these ones where they're breaking in half on pitches away, that he's getting them right off the end.
One ball, 2 strikes to Juan Pierre. Oh. It's going to be all kinds of dizzy now, Wheels.
Yeah. That'll do it.
Pierre takes upstairs, 2-2.
That's a pitch he's calling a little bit. That was maybe too high. The hitters probably becoming aware of the fact that high strikes could be called today. There's a high. Well, he's high in the stands. High on life as a fanatic.
I think high on life is the right way to put it. I don't think that whole section, that entire section, has watched any of this half inning.
Well, he could.
What?
Let me get away from this thing. I wasn't there when I left.
That's good. Most kids are afraid of the fanatic that young. Three to the count to Pierre.
getting into one of the suites in a hurry.
Let's see how many people we can get into a hug.
He's having a big day out there.
Yeah. And Pierre's aboard with a 2-out walk.
Good at bat by Juan Pierre.
Second walk issued by Zimmerman. Utley walked the first time, and he's coming up to the plate. Now, for Juan Pierre, he is one stolen base away from tying Maury Wills for 19th all-time in baseball history.
Good time to run. Trying to get into scoring position with 2 outs for a guy like Utley. He's so hot.
Pierre has stolen 585 bases in his career. He leads the Phillies with 31 steals.
Some name to use, huh? Maury Wills.
Maury Wills.
Oh, he was so good. He had a great number 2 hitter behind him named Jim Jr. Gilliam. Switch hitter. Not afraid to hit with 2 strikes, would take pitches for Wills. Gilliam, Jr. Gilliam played for the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Well, as Wheels mentioned before, you can run on Jordan Zimmerman.
You read him right and get the right pitch to run on. Oh, quick. That was that would have been the time to go.
I think he quick pitched his catcher too.
He did something that got Flores off balance. That's for sure. That's embarrassing for the catcher. Look at this. Here it comes. Oh. Oh, they'll get on him about that for a while. Zimmerman will say that's just sheer velocity. I knocked you over.
1 ball and no strikes. I thought maybe he got tied up with the home plate umpire.
I've never seen too many catchers fall backwards like that.
You know, sometimes a quarterback gets stepped on by his center.
Right.
I thought maybe the umpire stepped on the back of his foot or something and he went falling to the ground.
It was different looking. Like those blue shades he's wearing.
Fly ball, right center field. Jason Worth is under it. It's not that deep, and he didn't see it right away, and it popped out of his glove, and he held on to it with his bare hands. I don't know what was going on. He just didn't see it at all. It kept on blowing toward shallow right center field. Sunglasses on. Right there, he looks like he's in trouble. Oh, he caught it with his bare hand as we go to the 4th. Wanted prices you'll love, like long-lasting Duracell copper top batteries. From who? But W.B. Mason. Top of the fourth inning, scoreless game. Phillies and the Nationals. Bryce Harper will lead it off. He grounded out to short his first time up. It'll be Harper, Ryan Zimmerman, and Jason Worth. 2, 3, and 4. Cliff Lee so far 39 pitches through 3 innings. He has a couple strikeouts. And the first pitch at the knees for strike one to Harper. It's 0-1. Sarge, is this a pitcher's umpire with how high the strike zone is? I mean, he's calling pitches at the knees too.
Yeah, I'd have to really think so. And, you know, we've talked about that before. It's up to the hitter, and not only just the hitter, the pitcher, to make that adjustment when an umpire is calling balls there that might be, well, not your conventional strike, but they'll make the adjustment.
Well, and Cliff has made the adjustment. Jordan Zimmerman has too. I mean, both have been moving the ball around, or at least pitching with a lot of movement too. Yeah,
well, they have been able to square up a lot of balls, and consequently a lot of broken bats, as well.
Ryan Zimmerman waves through the first pitch, a changeup, but it's no balls and 1 strike. Like Cliff just picked up a piece of a bat and threw it off to the side, because he's been breaking one after another this afternoon.
Well, even though he doesn't have a lot of wins, I mean, he's still a guy that when you're facing, you really have to pay attention to. Same as Zimmerman. His record doesn't indicate how well he pitches, or can pitch, I should say.
Now the 0-2 pitch to Ryan Zimmerman.
See, that's pretty smart of Lee, because he's been getting pitches called up there in the zone. Why not go up there and go a little higher? And that's what he did.
That's Barksdale, the veteran umpire. Back to the box. Lee has it again. I don't know what he was doing. He had tagged Harper before, but he started running at Ryan Zimmerman there.
Hey, he's going to tag him again. Zimmerman just started picking it up a little bit, so he decided to throw it over to Ryan Howard, the first baseman. Good pitch there as he hits it off the end of the bat. See how he's going to run over there? I guess he thought he was just going to stop and let him tag him.
It's almost as if he was challenging him to run.
Now, lefties think a little differently on this level.
Worth popped out his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Curved ball in there for a strike.
You notice how Worth coming in and actually barehanded the ball, if you saw that.
I didn't see it real speed. I didn't see it until we replayed the slow-mo.
Yeah, I think he actually barehanded the ball. And the good thing is, and we joke about it sometimes, that when you can't see the ball, you actually keep your mouth actually closed. But take a look at it as he barehands it. You got to have soft hands to be able to do that.
I would think big hands too. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him inside. Third strikeout of the day for Cliff Lee, much to the delight of this crowd here at Citizens Bank Park. Cliff gets a couple of comebackers, then takes care of Jason Worth. He's got the ball moving every which way this afternoon. Now he's hoping for a little offense to give him the lead. Baseball is brought to you by Ford. Ford is America's brand. Go further. Visit your Quality Plus Ford store today. By Citizens Bank, we're for homes. Talk to us today about how we can help guide you to the loan that's right for you. And by Chevrolet. See your local Chevy dealer. Visit ChevyDealer.com. Sarge, that's an awful lot of work to get that look going.
Yeah, it is. I had one exactly like that. Not maybe as large. Bacon McBride, I'm sure a lot of the fans there. That's right, Chef. He's bad, all right. Oh, boy.
Oh, I remember when Oscar Gamble used to slide at home plate and his helmet would pop off, and it would be, I mean, his hair would just poof. Ryan Howard takes a strike. It's 0-1. Remember that the Harlem Globetrotters cartoon where I forget which player it was, where he used to take all the things out of his afro?
Oh, boy.
Bacon McBride would be proud, huh?
Oh, yes. Bacon McBride would definitely be proud of that one. Oscar Gamble.
1 ball and 1 strike to count to Ryan Howard. Fouls it off. It's 1-2.
The only bad thing about those particular hairdos, they were hard to wash. You could never get the soap all out of it. It continued to stay in there like one of those little, what do you call those, bristle pads? Remember those?
Brillo pads?
Brillo pads, yeah. Oh, it just suds up. Oh, boy.
Howard takes low. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Makes you want back for the old days, huh, Sarge?
No, I'm glad the styles have changed and they keep changing.
Howard serves it to left field. It's going to hang up there for more. 1 gone here in the 4th.
Well, not all that bad of a swing, and I say that because it appeared he was actually trying to go to left field. Usually he's just swinging a lot of times, and if he ends up hitting it, it'll go there. Take a look and see where the pitch is. Breaking ball. You see how he just almost one-handed? Again, though, off balance, so even if he hits it, not going to have a lot of power behind it because, again, he had actually left that ball there, just hitting it off the end.
He was one of the strikes he was called on in his first at-bat was that same kind of pitch that was called in the outside corner. I think with 2 strikes, he was kind of protected a little bit there.
No, if he has better balance, though, I mean, he would have really had good contact, even though it was a pitcher's pitch.
John Mayberry singled his first time up. Mayberry takes a 94-mile-an-hour fastball for a strike at the knees, 1-1.
You can tell maybe he was looking for something other than the fastball as it really got in on him a little bit too tight.
Two and 2 the count, a fastball inside. Mayberry's now hitting 4 straight. He has 9 hits on this homestand. He's 9 for 23. You were talking to him the other day about just seeing different pitches a little differently.
Seeing different pitches, staying off your heels there when they throw that breaking ball. He has a tendency to do that. But you can tell he's been thinking about it and trying to do it because he's hitting some balls to right center. Not with a lot of authority the way that he wants, but he's starting to make a lot better contact.
Ground ball to third. Nice play by Zerman. Quick hands. And he's able to make that throw, although it looked awkward. He gets the second out.
This ball looked like it almost took a bad hop. Top spin. Look how he picks that ball. Makes it look very easy. Almost threw it away.
Visit the ballpark up close and personal with groups of 25 or more. Your tours include visits to the dugout, Diamond and Hall of Fame clubs, and much more. They're available year-round. For information or to schedule your group tour, see ballpark tours at Phillies.com. Little jump throw by the second baseman Lombardozzi. And Adam LaRoche is able to stay on the bag. 1, 2, 3 go the Phillies. 4 complete. Now in Philadelphia, the final game of this 3-game series. It's a look back at 70s, 80s, 90s retro night here at the ballpark.
Who's the captain?
Are we there yet? The hilarious comedy based on the hugely successful movie franchise featuring Terry Crews and Ice Cube. Are we there yet? Comes to PHL 17 weeknights at 5:30 and premieres September 17th. Adam LaRoche leads it off here in the 5th. Single his first time up. Takes a strike. It's 0-1. LaRoche, Tyler Moore, Jesus Flores. Scoreless game. Two teams have combined for 3 hits. A Sunday afternoon pitcher's duel.
Yeah. And that lead just comes right at you no matter what. He's still a great competitor. You know, that's how you really test a lot of character with your players. Not so much when things are going good. When things are going bad, you know, how you're making the adjustment. You know, how you're acting toward your teammates, period. Got to be able to give that 100% every time that you're called upon to try and keep your team in the game.
Foul ball down the left field line. It remains 1-2. I think some of the players after yesterday's ball game, Murph talked to Chase Utley about this series. Doc even said after his outing last night how it was important to play well, not only the rest of the year, but in particular against the team that's considered by many as to be the best team in the National League, to kind of send a message that, you know, the Phillies aren't going away that quietly.
Yeah.
That whether it be for this year or next year or beyond, you know, they're trying to keep themselves, you know, in the conversation. There's a called strike through. 4 strikeouts for Lee. That's a little paint. And 1 out for Tyler Moore. Let's check in with Greg Murphy with his Major League Notebook. Murph?
All right, T-Mac, brought to you by Gwinnett Mercy College. And the Dodgers have had a big week, and they get more good news today as 84-year-old Vin Scully says he's coming back for another season. The legendary play-by-play guy will be back calling the Dodgers games next year. He's called 12 All-Star games, guys, and 25 World Series. How about that?
That's incredible.
It is incredible. And speaking of history, as this one goes down the line, be good for 2. Speaking of history, guys, the year was 1939. The place was Ebbets Field, and the 2 teams were the Cincinnati Reds and the Brooklyn Dodgers. And it was the site and scene of the first televised baseball game in Major League history. In 1939, the World's Fair was going on in New York City. They needed a showcase event to put on television. They decided that Major League Baseball would be that event. And, well, here we are today, guys. So I guess we should all say thank you to the folks back then.
Absolutely. I think it was a 1 or 2 camera shoot at the time. Red Barber, Murph. Red Barber was the announcer.
Red Barber was the announcer that did the game all by himself. And there were only 2 cameras. There was only 2 cameras. One that was like a high home plate kind of camera, and then one down the left field line to look for balls at first base. So just 2 cameras, and obviously very primitive, but back then it was an amazing thing to see, and obviously it's caught on, and Major League Baseball is the better for it.
Well, and you mentioned Red Barber. Vin Scully, who is coming back with the Dodgers, as Murph just said, he broadcast with Red Barber.
Oh, boy.
That's how long he's been around.
It is remarkable. I didn't mention, Vin Scully's been doing it for the Dodgers for 63 years in the booth for the Dodgers. That is unbelievable. He obviously started in Brooklyn and headed it out with the team out in Los Angeles. So, I mean, I know we all respect what he does. He is an absolute legend in the business.
All right, well, the count is no balls and 1 strike to Jesus Flores with a runner at second. Well, we've expanded from 2 to, well, 7 man cameras for our telecast. 0-2 the count. Plus we have the one up here in the booth.
Right.
It's not manned.
It's the one that Wills likes.
Yep. And of course we have Greg Farnese in left field. He's manning that one right there. Showing his pipes off next to those 2 guys leaning against the.
Yeah, he likes doing that.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him with a cutter. An upstairs cutter. 2 outs, 5 strikeouts for Lee.
I don't know what it is, though. He's winding up. Hitters are only hitting 228. Take a look at this pitch. It goes out of the zone, but for whatever reason, the hitters seem to have a little bit better look at Cliff Lee at the clip of a 333 mark. You know, that's the disparity, and that's what maybe the reason he hasn't been able to win games. Well, besides not having a lot of run support. So it just hasn't been just Lee all by himself. Yeah, he's blown some games, but hasn't had a whole lot of support this year in the run production.
Today is a case in point. His offense has managed just 1 hit against Zimmerman. Lombardozzi with a second curveball trickles it over to second base, and Utley throws him out by a hair. And the side is retired. So the 1-out double, no big deal. We play 4.5. On to the bottom of the 5th. Cameras and all. Phil's looking for some offense. We'll start a 3-game series. Tuesday the 11th is I think it's the final Hatfield Dollar Dog Night of the season. Plus Wednesday the 12th is a 4:05 start. It's the Citizens Bank Pride of the Phillies poster. It's free to all fans. Bottom half of the 5th inning. And the Phils have managed just 1 hit against Jordan Zimmerman. He's walked a couple. People always ask, what do you prefer, a pitcher's duel or a game with offense? And I always say, well, the Phillies are playing. As long as there's enough offense to give them the lead, I'm okay with a pitcher's duel.
Now, I'm into the offense. I like to see good hitters hit. Obviously, I want to be able to win the game.
I've liked the last couple of games, the way that they've transpired. The fact the Phillies were able to add a run in the 8th inning the last 2 nights.
Some clutch hitting.
Good bullpen work. 1-1 the count to Franzen. And a liner to left field, a base hit. Seventh hit of this homestand for Franzen.
I got to tell you, he's got a nice little idea of what he's trying to do at that plate. That was an adjustment there, getting jammed his first time up there. And then being able to turn on this fastball, hitting it into left field.
Kratz popped out his first time up. Won the count. Ooh. He was jumping at that curveball. It just never came back on the inside part of the plate. 1-1 the count now to Erik Kratz.
I think Charlie likes hitting him in that 8th position. It gives you that long ball threat.
I've been asked by people why he's not batting higher in the lineup, particularly at this juncture. You think that's what it is, the long ball threat? Maybe lack of speed too.
Lack of speed, and then when you start to look at the way that he put together the lineup, I mean, don't know where else he would actually be able to hit. Maybe 7th instead of 8th there with Franzen, but you like the idea of Franzen being able to get on, and Kratz hit behind him. No, you're not going to hit him 4th or 5th, although, I mean, he could sneak in there 5th there where Mayberry is, but Mayberry's been doing a pretty good job as of late and showing that signs of hitting the ball consistently.
2-2 the count to Kratz with Franzen at first. Inside, off the glove of Flores. Phillies will get a runner in scoring position. That's a pass ball charged to Flores.
Now this will just hits him right on the glove, then get the glove up. For it to be a wild pitch, it would have to hit the dirt, but that hit all glove, and you just kind of botched that one. Getting on the same page on the signs. I don't think he crossed them up on that particular pitch.
When we talk about Roy Halladay during his time with the Phillies, how good he's been with runners in scoring position. Zimmerman's been the same for the Nationals. 152. Franzen takes his lead off second. Espinosa's going to keep him close.
Now, even though it's no outs, this is not one of those situations where you want Kratz to give up his swing. You still want him to be aggressive and hitting in that 8th spot. Franzen, he can get over on a long fly ball. It's just as effective as a ground ball to the right side.
Lee waits on deck. broke his bat. Franzen goes halfway. Diving is Harper, and he makes the catch. And Franzen realized there was a chance, so he started going back. One out here in the 5th inning.
Boy, just read that ball very well and being able to get back. If he had booted it, the worst thing would have been he would have been in third base. So that's good base running, great technique. He gets off just about halfway. Kratz gets actually jammed on that. He comes in, dives, catches it, and catches that ball cleanly right in Harper's glove there. Take another look at it as he comes in. I tell you, just don't see a lot of shoestrings anymore where guys just keep going. Everybody goes into the dive.
Well, with one out, Lee is up with a runner at second, and he takes a strike. It's 0-1. That was a slider. Lee struck out looking his first time to the plate. Franzen leads off second.
Bryce Harper plays pretty shallow center field. Other than that, wouldn't have been able to catch the ball.
He's played a lot of center field too. Lee smokes it straight away center. Harper's on the run. It's over his head, and it's a one hop off the base of the wall. Franzen will coast home from second, and Cliff Lee has an RBI double, and the Phillies are on the board.
Well, there's your other side of the coin where when you're playing that shallow, you're not able to get balls normally you would get if you're playing back a little bit deeper. Give Cliff Lee some credit hitting against that front foot as he drives that ball almost straight away center field. No chance for Harper. Franzen comes in, your pitcher there. 2 out base hit. He's safe at second.
He sure is. Secure as you could be with an RBI double. And now Jimmy Rollins is coming up.
Then we talked about character too when it comes to Cliff Lee. I mean, every time he is at the plate, you bet he's trying to do the best that he can. And that means driving and hitting the balls. And, has a pretty good idea about what he's trying to do at the plate. I mean, he really got a hold of that ball, hit the center field there that Bryce Harper couldn't get.
Rollins 0 for 2. Takes outside, 1 ball and no strikes.
Sometimes as a pitcher, you got to take things in your own manner, win your own ball game.
Some can. He can. Don't forget about him either at second base. He wouldn't go here with Rollins up. But don't forget the last time the Phillies faced the Nationals, they forgot about him at first. And he just took off to second. I said to Sam Perlazzo after that, I said, did you tell him to go? He said, well, no, I told him the time, and he just went.
Greg Maddux used to do that all the time when he was in Chicago. But I got to tell you, though, it's to a pitcher's advantage if he can steal a base or two during the course of the season and getting in scoring position.
3-0 the count to Rollins. And he takes. Juan Pierre is on deck. In the air to right field. Back it up on it is Worth. Warning track. Wall. It is gone. 2-run home run for J-Roll. And the Phillies now lead it 3-0. Playing with a little hop in their step right now.
Well, he knew that was gone right away. Take a look at it. again, and that's what happens a lot of times when the pitcher concentration is split. He'll throw a bad pitch right down the middle as J-Will makes him pay for it.
Ed Beatty of Philadelphia, you've just won $100. Compliments of the McDonald's home run jackpot, and they may have rattled Zimmerman just a little bit here in the 5th inning.
Well, I know he's upset with that pitch.
He's probably upset about the pitch to Lee, too.
Well, I tell you, when he hits those balls, I mean, it's just like any other classic, maybe home run hitter. It's just classic technique. His problem is just not making enough solid contact, but when he does, and he shows you what he can do, that's why he's one of the best shortstop in the league, and more offensively than defensively.
75 runs scored, 50 RBIs for Rollins, and for that home run and for each one hit by the Phils this year, 1 tree will be planted by the Pennsylvania Horticultural Society as part of Home Runs for Trees. It's a partnership between the Phillies, PHS, and Aramark. Home Runs for Trees is part of Plant 1 Million, a project to restore the region's tree coverage. For information, visit phillies.com/redgoesgreen.
Boy, you see that ball, that's exactly where he wants to swing at him. And I've said that before. He hits the ball better when it's down in the zone. All he has to do is just drop the head on the bat, on the ball there, and it gets right out of the ballpark.
2-0 the count to Pierre, who's walked and he's grounded out.
Yeah, that's a higher fastball, kind of borderline, and that's the difficult pitch to get on top of. Try and keep it fair or hit it solid.
Back toward the middle, and that breaks an 0 for 16 slump for Juan Pierre. Davey Johnson's watched his starters these first 2 games. Now the 3rd game, pitched pretty well. But the Phils have got the bigger hits compared to the Nationals in this series. Chase Utley is 0 for 1 with a walk.
Well, the good side is that the guys are making solid contact.
Pierre did not try to steal the last time he was on base. I know he's trying to keep that hole open on the right side, but the numbers dictate that you can run against this Nationals team.
Yeah, I don't think really these guys think about it too much these days, about trying to keep a particular side open. Yeah, it's just not a lot of guys. I mean, there are guys that are pull hitters that they play there no matter what, whether or not they're men on or not.
Zolani started to throw in the bullpen for the Nationals with 1 out here in the 5th. 3-0 Phillies. Pierre off first. Two and 0. I'm sorry, 7-3 ball counts.
We start getting few guys on base. Just about every pitcher pitches a little differently. And no pitcher likes to give up a hit to another pitcher, and especially if you're talking about driving in a run and the first run.
There goes Pierre. That ball is hit well. Straight away center field. Harper on the run. He's got a beat on it, and he makes the catch. Two gone here in the fifth. Ryan Howard, who has struck out and flied out to left. Throws him a slider, 0-1 the count. He still has a pretty good slider going, even with all the pitches that he's thrown in this inning.
Well, he has an excellent slider, and a sinker. Been getting the ball a little bit more over the plate. Guys have taken advantage of it and driving the ball.
To a favorable count. It's 2-1.
Yeah, he's throwing him all breaking balls, trying to really make sure he keeps that ball down and in. See if he goes away. Don't know if Juan Pierre wants to try and steal. Usually it lets your big guy hit at least up to 2 strikes.
It's a 30-pitch inning right now for Zimmerman. Pitch count's up to 90. This will be number 91 for the day. Pierre goes. Got a really good jump. And there it is. Stolen base number 586. That moves him into a tie with Maury Wills for 19th place all time.
That's just a heck of a feat. But take a look. He's been reading him the whole time. As soon as he almost gets ready to pick up that leg, he goes and slides into second. You know, as a base stealer, that back heel has to come up before you throw to first, and he just read him like a buck.
Howard works out a walk. First and second now for John Mayberry. They won't bring in the lefty here.
Yeah. You know, and the left-handers too were starting to have better swings, so he wasn't going to give in to Ryan Howard, especially having a right-hander, as you mentioned, coming up. It may be.
John Mayberry is singled. He's also grounded out. Mayberry takes a strike. It's 0-1. Think about that, Sarge. To tie Maury Wills in a category where Maury Wills was one of the best in the game's history.
Dominated the running game then.
As Juan says, anytime you talk to him about those things, he said he's blown away that he's in that conversation. Mayberry hits it to shallow right field. Lombardozzi, the second baseman, makes the catch. So that's a 34-pitch inning for Jordan Zimmerman. Cliff Lee drives the first run home with a double over the head of Bryce Harper. Then Jimmy Rollins brings home Lee with a 2-run shot to right. Phillies lead at 3-0 as we go to the 6th here at Philly. is doing everything he can to show he deserves to be in the majors. Kevin Franzen has battled for the last 6 seasons to stay at the major league level. Now with his 3rd team in the last 3 years, he has stepped in and stepped up. The 30-year-old has been consistent at the plate, and he has thrown his body all over the field. His current stay has been successful and bruising, and it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Changing the game. Well, the Philly fans have certainly enjoyed watching Kevin Franzen during the course of his time here in Philadelphia. Today he scored the game's first run. Phillies lead at 3-0 as we start the 6th. Roger Bernardino will pinch hit for Jordan Zimmerman, who's done after 5.
Very important inning, shutdown inning you're looking for. And this is what I'm talking about when you're taking your own ball game in your hands. Just being able to go right at him.
Bernardino bunts to the right side. Lee off the mound. Nobody's covering first. It'll be a base hit. I don't know if they would have gotten him anyway. But Ryan Howard came off the bag thinking that he might have a play. But it's going to be a bunt single for Bernardino.
Yeah, the only chance maybe they would have had was for Cliff Lee to be able to flip it to Ryan Howard if he was going to be at first. Other than that, this is just really a perfect bunt there. You can see nobody, just in no man's land. And even if he's there, it would have been very difficult to get him.
So Bernardino, who has stolen a base in this series, takes his lead off first. Danny Espinosa, the shortstop, will be the batter. He's 0 for 2. Bernardino close over at first. So what about this job that Davey Johnson's done with this team, Sarge?
Well, I mean, we'll have to talk about it a little later there when you start talking about managers of the year. Davey Johnson will definitely get some votes. Clint Hurdle, the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Your guy, Johnny B.
Johnny B. Baker will get some votes.
I guess it's not a surprise. Davey Johnson has been successful every place he's managed.
Oh, this guy, he's one of those guys, a player's manager as well. He came over from Baltimore to the Atlanta Braves in 1973. Darrell Evans, Hank Aaron, and yes, Davey Johnson, the first trio to hit, what, 40 home runs. Can you imagine that? 3 guys on your team, 40 home runs, and look what he's done with his managerial career.
Yeah, including a world championship in '86 with the Mets. The 0-2 pitch to Espinosa. High, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You know, a lot of his younger players, when you tell them that he hit 40 and they look at Davey, they say, no way. No way he could possibly have hit 43 home runs in 1973.
Well, he played with the Phillies in '77 and '78 after his 3 years with Atlanta. He didn't play a lot with the Phillies. He played 78 games in '77, 44 games in '78. Fly ball, shallow center, playable for Mayberry. One away.
Baltimore must have thought they made a mistake because the year before he only hit 5 home runs with the Baltimore Orioles and then traded over to the Atlanta Braves. He hits 43.
He was part of some pretty good Baltimore teams. His high water mark at home runs was 18 back in '71. But you're right. 72, he hit 5, had 32 RBIs, and then you put him in a different lineup, and he hit 43 and had 99 RBIs.
It's unbelievable. Just when everything clicked, put everything together that particular year, and what a terrific year he had.
Harper fouls it away. It's 0-1.
Boy, what a grab by a fan. One hand again. I mean, he catches that. Oh, now he'll let you know exactly how that felt.
Still a very good catch.
It was.
Here's the 0-1 to Harper. A little low. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's kind of like when you're a hitter and you get hit with a particular pitch. You know, they'll always tell you don't rub it. I've always felt if it hurts, you got to rub it.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, here's the catch by that young fan. Break it down, Sarge.
Take a look. I mean, he's just one-handed like he's just nobody's business. See, the other guy had 2 hands, and he's just like it's just no big deal. His friends are looking at him like, wow.
Look how cool the 2 of them look like. Yeah.
Well, it's just automatic. You can tell those guys have played some baseball.
Harper fouls it away.
It's going to be pretty difficult to come up with a fans catch of the year this year. That's a whole bunch of different candidates as you take a look at Roy Halladay there.
He and Cliff Lee, 142 strikes combined, just 33 balls.
I tell you, what a great pitch. Just took something off of it, and Bryce Harper at a young age, you can just tell how good he's going to be. Yeah, average doesn't tell right now, though. I mean, he's only hitting 249, but he's going to get smarter. He's going to get stronger.
Curveball tapped. Utley has the play at first. 2 outs. Bryce Harper fell at the end. There was a little commotion going on at the first base bag. Just as he hit it, the ball arrived.
Well, he's looking at the play, and that's one of the things that he shouldn't do, and he just slipped. Probably more embarrassed than anything else.
Now Lee with 2 outs as a runner at second. Zimmerman has singled. He's also tapped one right back to the box. Curveball in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, outfield is pretty deep. Actually, Mayberry's come in a little bit, but any ball that goes out in the outfield, be pretty hard to get Bernardino, who's at second base.
Just 75 pitches so far for Cliff.
Look at the breakdown on the balls and the strikes. Boy.
He's utilized the black a little bit.
Well, that's what happens. I mean, he's just not hitting the middle of the plate. And really, no pitcher, I mean, no matter how hard you throw, can get away with throwing the ball down the middle of the plate. You can be Chapman or Greinke, any of the pitchers around. You just can't get away with it. You start moving the ball and you putting them on the corners, that's a different story.
Here's the 2-1 pitch to Zimmerman.
Oof. Oh, that's a good pitch.
Every time the Phillies retire, the Nationals 1-2-3 Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports, giving you all your favorite sports all year long. Zimmerman had 7 3-ball counts in 5 innings. Lee is working with his second 3-ball count. Fly ball left center field. That's pretty well hit. Pierre out into the alleyway, has it lined up, puts it away right on the track. And the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit. 1 man left in scoring position. Although the Nationals are slipping a little bit in this series against the Phils. And the Phils lead it as we go to the bottom of the 6th. To you by Toyota. Every new Toyota purchase comes with Toyota Care. By McDonald's. Now at McDonald's, any size soft drink or sweet tea is $1. And by Dodge. Visit Dodge.com or your local dealer today. Roger Bernardino stays in the ballgame to play center field. And the new pitcher is left-hander Todd Gorzolati. He'll take over for Jordan Zimmerman. And Gorzolati will face Nix, Franzen, and Kratz. Gorzolati 3-2 with a 3.20 earned run average, 49 strikeouts in 59 innings of work. So far this year against the Phillies, he's had some success out on the hill. In fact, Gorzolati has appeared in 4 games. This is his 5th. He's allowed 1 run in 6 1/3.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to this guy. He was a promising pitcher when he was with the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's going to be one of those lefties that you'd have some problems with, but now he's put in the bullpen.
Yeah, I kind of liken him to Paul Maholm, who's pitching for the Braves now.
Okay.
Both guys who pitched for the Pirates. Maybe a little Zach Duke.
Yeah.
Nix takes strike 1. It's 0-1. Was talking before about how Nix was describing his slide at the plate the other night, where he gave the Phils a second run. How everybody was lined up telling him which way to go. And he said, in all seriousness, he said, that slide was made because of my secondary lead. He said it's so important to get that real good walking lead off second. You know, and he brought it up. I was just more talking about the slide than anything else. That's a bullet deep to right field. Worth looking up, and that one is gone. Man, did that get out of here in a hurry. The 3rd home run of the year for Lance Nix and the Phillies, leading 4-0.
Well, doesn't have to worry about a secondary lead right now as he drives the ball out of the ballpark. This is what he can bring to your ball club if he's able to stay healthy himself. He's a guy that can come off your bench, play him every now and then. You can get some power from him. That's a pretty good idea at the plate what he wants to do. And this is off of a lefty. That ball up in the zone. Look at the eyes down, and the ball just kept rising and rising. Gets out by plenty.
Second home run of the day for the Phillies. Franzen is up now. Franzen checked his swing. No appeal. No swing, says Jerry Davis. Pretty quick hands by Lance Nix to get through the zone on that one. First home run since the 3rd of May. Back toward the middle, and Franzen has another base hit. He's 2 for 3. 8 for 17 on this homestand.
Wow.
All right, Sarge, it's time out for the Coors Light Freeze Can. A lot going on around the ballpark today. The youngster getting a chance to meet the Fanatic. Obviously, the Fanatic meeting some of his favorite folks out in left field. A look back at Sarge's early days. Backpack presented by ShopRite, the Jimmy Rollins cooler. And the Fanatic doing a little balancing act on the top of somebody's head. The starting 9 getting a chance to go out to the field today. Coors Light Freeze Can brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Kratz hits it foul. And out of play, 0-1.
Another catch in the stand. I'm telling you, we really start winning. The fans start catching the balls in the stands.
All goes hand in hand, huh?
Hand in hand.
Got some youngsters getting into the mix today.
Well, that's why you bring that glove with you to the ball game, especially when you're on the first base and left field side, sitting low. There you go. Look at that right there, and he just picks it. Boy, he's got the adults dancing around him. Like, how did he do that?
Scared the heck out of the guy who was trying to catch it ahead of him. Now a splash of water for his efforts. 2-1 the count to Kratz. Number back to the mound. That could be 2. There's 1. 2. 1-6-3 on the double play. And with a run across, 2 outs, Cliff Lee coming to the plate. He puts together one of these all-around games. The fans love it.
He's a good athlete, you know. The record doesn't indicate that. Look at his average, though. I mean, he's over 200. Driven in 3 runs. Doesn't seem like a lot, but I got to tell you, hitting over 200 for pitchers considered good.
Roger Bernardina, look where he is. Lee, this is a lefty, so maybe it's a little different, but the last one went to the right of the 401 side.
Yeah, he's actually taking some steps back.
Swing and a miss and a breaking ball. And Flores will throw to first. Lee is struck out, and the side is retired. Well, Sarge, you'll leave on the heels of a home run by Lance Nix. You got some runs for us here in the middle innings. We go to the 7th, Phil's up 4-0.
talk about getting set up. Well, here is the game summary. Boy, what a good game this has been, especially for the Phillies. Jordan Zimmerman and Cliff Lee, they were matching zeros there for a while, and the Phillies exploded that 3 spot in the 5th. One of the big hits, of course, was that double by Lee to center field. Then a couple of home runs. Jimmy Rollins, Lance Nix with homers. Lee has been tremendous here this afternoon, the same way he's been in so many games. We've talked about maybe dominating a game.
I didn't really text you before.
You know, he gets set up so easily around here. I should know better.
Well, the phone was ringing, though.
It was.
We go to the top of the 7th. The Phillies lead it 4-0. Jason Worth, Adam LaRoche, Tyler Moore, and the first pitch is outside.
You know, there's going to come a time when you do a Chicken Little on me too many times now. The sky is falling, and I'm not going to be there to answer your beck and call.
Oh, that was funny. Earlier today, we were trying to get that piece done, and Jeff Halleckman, our producer, was calling Wheels, but he wasn't answering the phone. So I said to Wheels, I said, "Did you get my text message?" And he looked at the phone, and Jeff happened to be calling.
Uh,
1-2 the count to Worth.
Yeah, Jeff, I got your email. Not tied to that phone. It just sits here for long periods of time.
2-2 to Worth. Phillies have handled Jason Worth in this series. That's an understatement. He's 1 for 10 with 6 strikeouts.
He's due to hurt somebody, but they do know how to pitch him. They should.
2-2. Just missed inside. 3-2.
You know he kills you down. He doesn't like to be crowded, and with 2 strikes on him, he will swing at high pitches. So they've been working him really well. It's one thing, though, to execute your game plan when you have one, because you miss with him down, especially, he'll really hurt you.
That was a changeup. Lee off the mound, has it, fires low, and it goes right on by Ryan Howard. Lance Nix will take it off the wall, and Worth will be safe at second. That'll be a base hit and an error, Cliff Lee.
Thing never came up when Lee went over there to get it. It just stayed right on the ground, so he really couldn't get set to throw, and then made a poor throw. Made a terrific pitch there on Jason to get him to dribble it out in front of the plate. Right here. Now watch when it hits. It hits, then it just stays there. He does a really good job. They teach pitchers a lot of time when they field a ball like that. Put your hand on top of it, smother it like that, and then pick it up and throw. And then that way, you know, you won't get caught up with the spin of it. But that one he just threw away.
LaRoche is 1 for 2. He singled to left. He struck out looking in the 5th.
And what he has to do here now, if he gives up a run, he gives up a run. But just don't get into one of these innings that's happened to him this year where it snowballs on him.
Fly ball deep to right field. Nix going back to the warning track, to the wall. It is gone. A 2-run home run for Adam LaRoche. No, they're going to say it's in play. Utley fires to the plate. LaRoche is caught between second and third. That ball looked like it was gone. Kratz throws to second. Worth is just hanging off the third base bag. They'll tag LaRoche. And they're going to have to review that, I would think.
That's Worth's bag, too, so he did the right thing. He just went back. But you would think they would have to review that.
Well, our initial replay over the control room says that it was not a home run. We'll take a look at it. Davey Johnson is going to come out and discuss it. Take a look, Wheels. It might be tough to tell from that vantage point, but take a look. It is off the top of the fence.
It is. It is. What a great replay here.
This will be a great shot.
This will really show it right here.
Off the top of the fence. That was the right call by Jerry Davis, the crew chief. The Phillies get a break on so many levels.
Right off the top, and it comes back. You can see the bar right here on the thing shook on the fence. When they go see that, they're going to see they got it right.
Well, 9-4-2-6 on the putout.
Yeah.
The umpires will go take a look at it. Lance Barksdale, the home plate umpire, stays. Watch the bar. The ball hits the bar right
Here.
there. And look how the bar bends.
It bends. Yep. That is not a home run. Unbelievable. That sure did look like one.
It really did. It looked like it hit the stairs behind it and came back, which it has done before.
Boy, what a break that would be for Cliff Lee, too.
Yeah, the ground rule is it's got to go over the short fence, the small fence on top of the scoreboard. And that one hit right off the top of it. Nope, they're going to signal no home run, and he's out at third. Good job by the umpires. Jerry Davis saw it originally. I thought he was wrong. Initial eye, I really did. I thought it went over the fence and came back.
Now LaRoche all of a sudden realizes what has happened here. See, that is Worth's bag because he's there originally. He has to make sure he stands on there. Jimmy does a great job of tagging both of them too. One little thing that happened at the end is a smart play. You tag them both because if Worth would have stepped off there, they're both out.
And we've seen that before in baseball where that's happened.
That's a smart play on Jimmy's part there.
Well, what a way. Tyler Moore is the hitter. He doubled his last time up.
Boy, that instant replay. How about that, huh?
Swing and a miss, and it's 0-1.
So he gets a double.
He gets a double.
Yeah.
Yep. And nothing else, just a double.
And then 9, whatever it was. Did you write it down?
9-4-2-6 is what I have. Swing and a miss. I do believe that it was Nix that took it off the wall.
It was.
No, it may have been Mayberry that threw it in.
So it was
may have been 8-4-2-6.
Okay.
8-4-2-6.
Good alert play by the outfield there too to get that thing back in.
The 0-2 pitch. Foul ball. Well, I got to give credit to Jerry Davis, the first base umpire, the crew chief, who was down the right field line. He was the one who originally called it. From our vantage point, it looked like it may have hit beyond the fence and came back over, which we've seen before. And he called it confidently. He called it in play.
Yeah, he saw it all the way.
Down the left field line. Worth will score. And Tyler Moore is going to have his second extra base hit of the day. So it's going to be a 4-1 game on the RBI double.
See, the point I was trying to make is this has happened to Cliff Lee this year, where something will start up and he can't stop it, and it almost turned into a 2-run home run and then a double. And Rich Doobie, knowing that, is going to get somebody up right away. He gets into the stretch and then all of a sudden something goes wrong.
Jesus Flores is 0 for 2. He's hit it to a double play. He struck out. 1 ball, no strikes. Phillies have a left-hander warming up right now in the bullpen. Looks like Jeremy Horst is starting to throw. Lindblom's going to throw too, the right-hander.
Well, Washington didn't win all these games this year by not coming back at people either. So you almost thought they were going to make at least 1 run here.
Foul ball, 1-1. Well, the last outing for Cliff, he was 6 innings scoreless. Got helped out in the 6th by a double play at the end and a unbelievable play by Kevin Franzen over at third. Then he allowed 3 runs in the 7th inning.
And that's when it fell apart. And that's what's happened to him a bunch of times this year. For whatever reason, he can't stop it.
1-1 the count.
Now they have the pitcher batting second in the order right now. So as they get down here towards the bottom, you have to remember Bernardino, left-handed hitter, is in the 9 hole. So those 2 guys warm up. All started with that little dribbler that Jason Worth hit on a 3-2 pitch in this inning.
To right field. Flores on the, Nick's on the run, makes the catch. More tags from second. And he'll go to third. 2 outs. Well, these lucky fans are today's Citizens 7. They will each receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com. Moore's on third. Lombardozzi's 0 for 2. Outside, 1 ball and no strikes.
Well, Cliff has 2 more batters. At least 2 more, maybe even another. Well, it depends. Espinosa at the top of the order has 11 home runs left-handed and 3 right-handed. Hopefully he just gets this guy out and that's the end of it.
Quick conversation with Cliff Lee. .94 pitches. He was kind of fooled on that swing. It's 1-1.
It was late.
Just need to get 1 more strike here. 1 more out here in the bottom or top of the 7th. Excuse me.
Remember, those were a little fried on that pitch. He didn't think that was a strike.
One and 2 the count of the pitch. He fouls it away. Well, a sold-out crowd, more than 44,000 on hand today at the start. Getting behind Cliff Lee. The 1-2 pitch. Curveball rolled. Foul up the third base line.
Great pitch at throw there, and hasn't shown him one of them since probably the first at bat when he struck him out. Really fooled him, and he just got a piece of it.
Fastball looped out to second, caught out of the air by Utley, and the side is retired. 1 run scores for the Washington Nationals. It was almost 2. Look how close Adam LaRoche was from getting a home run. Instead, it hits the top of the fence. It comes back in. John Mayberry then brings it in. The umpires were asked to check it. They did. They said no home run, and it was announced. that Bryce Harper played baseball when the Nationals selected him #1 overall in the 2010 draft?
I don't know.
You want to call him down to the clubhouse and ask him if he knows?
I think the last person he'd want to hear from is our booth right now to ask him about that.
Think so?
Although he is a nice guy.
Seems like he's a very nice fellow.
Yeah, well, there he is anyway. He's on the bench.
If you read the Sports Illustrated article right before his draft, not the one where he was on the cover, that was when he was in high school, you would know that the College of Southern Nevada Coyotes was the home of Bryce Harper.
Right. You would know that.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
I didn't either. No. I knew it was Nevada. I didn't know what.
Yeah, well, that's where he's from. We figured I knew it was somewhere in Nevada, but I didn't know where it was.
Log back onto Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. Thanks for playing Dodge. Stump the fans. Oh, we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Phillies leading it 4-1. And they will send to the plate the top of the order. Jimmy Rollins, Juan Pierre, Chase Utley. Rollins now with 15 home runs. Wheels. He leads the Phillies in home runs now with those 15. This Hunter Pence was off to San Francisco.
Yeah, he's second, in shortstop behind Ian Desmond?
In the National League, 3rd overall. J.J. Hardy and Ian Desmond both have more. Not too shabby. So he's up right-handed here.
No, looked like Ryan Zimmerman got a little bit out of whack after that double to center by Lee and got in trouble, and he got a pitch there that Jimmy could handle. He hit it out and made it 3-0. Harper made an unbelievable play to save a run right before that.
And the diving stab by off the bat of Eric Kratz. Oh, and won the count to Rollins. Rollins' home run ball was caught out in right field by Colin Hamilton. He was the one who was diving over the seats there.
How do you know that?
Well, his father is the head football coach at the College of New Jersey.
No kidding.
He told me that his son was the one who got the ball.
That's great. Kid's an athlete. It's in the genes.
Dad's been the football coach at the College of New Jersey since the 70s.
Wow.
He was an All-American there, All-American center. At that time it was called what, Wheels? Trenton State College.
That was when you went there.
Well, even then, but yeah. 1-2 the count to Rollins. And he's going to be aboard with another base hit. So Jimmy has a 2-hit day. Two for 4, a home run, 2 RBIs. That's a good day.
Yeah, off-speed pitch of some kind. He did a nice job of staying back and hitting that line drive. Let me bunt him over here. Well, you're left after that with Utley and Howard. Still might try it with Juan Pierre. You never know. He could bunt it well enough. He could beat it out.
Pierre's 1 for 2. He ended an 0 for 16 slump his last time up. He does bunt right back toward the box. And it's successful. Sacrifice 1-3. Want to add to your Phillies game experience? Well, pregame party areas for groups of 20 or more are perfect for entertaining family, friends, or business associates. A variety of party areas to choose from. For more information, call 215-463-5000 and ask about pregame parties at Citizens Bank Park or check out Phillies.com. There's the Bud Light rooftop. I guess it's called the Budweiser rooftop this year. Kind of switch it around from time to time. All from the same company.
St. Louis, Missouri.
Utley's 0 for 2 with a walk today. Fouls it back. It's 0-1. Storen is warming up in the Nationals pen. And Jeremy Horst is up in the Phillies pen. There's Storen. And then down below is Horst.
If the Phillies were to make a change too with Lee, they do have left-handed hitter coming up. And then they have Espinosa, who we mentioned you'd rather him hit right-handed probably. And then they have Gorzolani, the pitcher, hitting after that, and their best pinch hitter off the bench is left-handed, and Tracy. So a left-hander in the game probably is the way they're going to go, and they have one up in the bullpen.
Utley grounds it to the right side. 3-1 on the put out. Over to third goes Rollins. And they'll leave the inning up to Ryan Howard. Howard's 0 for 2 today with a walk.
Two for 12 off Gorzolani lifetime.
Tried to check the appeal. Yes. Says Manny Gonzalez. Wheels, did he go?
Well, you can see why he called it. And it's so close. A lot of those you just can't tell. It's so hard for him to stop once he gets going.
I think he stopped.
Yeah, you know, don't know him. There's intent involved. They have all kinds of ways they read them. I'd like to say he stopped too. He sure thought he did.
1-2 the count to Howard. 2-2. Fastball upstairs.
Good job of battling back though. Now it's 2-2. They have that shift on right now, and they have to keep Zimmerman near Jimmy over there at third. Look at all that room right in here. If he hits a ground ball that way. Only surprised they just don't leave the shortstop over a little bit more off a left-hander who's pitching him away, because they have plenty over there on the right side. If he hooks one, it's going to take the zip off it if the ball's away, and you have all that room on the left side. Take advantage of it. You can.
Yeah, if you can.
It's hard to, it's hard to guide a baseball, especially when you have 2 strikes on you.
3-2 now the count. Flores keeps it in front of him.
Every pitch is in the same spot. It's away, away, away. That's why you have all that room over there on that side. But yet they're still playing with 3 to pull on the right side.
Swing and a miss. The ball gets away. Flores will pick it up and throws out Howard. Strikeout, and the put out go 2-3. Phillies leave one over at third. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. We go to the 8th inning. The Phillies on top 4-1. So you buy a Honda. Visit your Honda dealer right now for great deals. Only a Honda is a Honda. Buy WB Mason. You can't go wrong when you buy right. Buy Xfinity, the official HD triple play provider of the Phillies. And buy Acura. Acura Advance. 4-1 Phillies on top as we move to the top of the 8th inning. Cliff Lee done after 7, no walks, 5 strikeouts. He was terrific today.
Once again, no walks. Now 1 walk in 40 innings. Started off by getting a strikeout on a hook. Here's a double play right here. A real good job by Chase Utley once he got to the bag. And Cliff Lee, very good fielder. Gets Bryce Harper in that little comebacker. And another strikeout there, Jason Worth, who finally got a hit on a little dribbler last time up.
Michael Martinez, his first opportunity of the day, is diving attempt, and it goes past him. So Roger Bernardino leads off the 8th inning with a double down the line. Martinez just brought in for Juan Pierre. Did everything he could to try to come up with this one.
Bernardino, left-handed hitter, hits a slicer down there towards the line. Can't quite get there.
Well, he was recovered fast enough to keep Bernardino at second.
Bernardino's a good player. I was talking about him last night. Really impressed by him. He just does a lot of good things. Runs deep counts, puts the ball in play, can run, throw. Good guy to have in a ball club.
Well, here's Danny Espinosa, the leadoff hitter. He'll bat right-handed against Horse. He's been batting right-handed all day against Lee. Ian Desmond, by the way, has come out of the on-deck circle to pinch hit for the pitcher spot.
Well, then you have Zimmerman. You're going to get to Zimmerman and then Worth maybe. So they're going to get right-hander up in the bullpen. Gorzolani on deck. As Tom just said, who they're going to hit for Gorzolani. So see what happens with the Phillies bullpen.
Over to the left side. Rollins will have to hurry to get Espinosa, and he just gets it over in time. More importantly, Bernardino stays at second.
Yeah, that's a wasted at bat and a good one for the Phillies.
Well, here comes Ian Desmond. Lindblom has been warming up in the bullpen for the Phillies. Charlie's off his chair. Well, here comes Charlie Manuel, and that's going to be it for Jeremy Horst. He'll bring in Josh Lindblom with 1 out and a runner at second base. So Lindblom had been warming up with Horst. So he's ready to go. This is an AT&T call to the bullpen here at Citizens Bank Park. The Phillies hanging on to a 3-run lead here in the 8th. Park is Friday, September 21st to start a 3-game series. It's last weekend they'll face them. Sunday, the 23rd, is the Total Cole Hamels action figurine. Free to fans 14 and under. That's a pretty cool giveaway. Saturday the 22nd is German Heritage Night here at the ballpark. Last weekend of home games in 2012 here at Citizens Bank Park. Get your tickets by going to Phillies.com. Josh Lindblom was on. He'll face a pinch hitter. It won't be Ian Desmond. Lindblom 2-3 with a 3.72 earned run average. And he will face, instead of Ian Desmond, Chad Tracy.
Well, they knew this could happen. Tracy can only make it 4-3, and the tying run would be a right-handed hitter and Zimmerman, then Worth for him to follow. I think that's their thinking right now.
Wilson Valdez, by the way, is up and warming in the pen for the Phillies. And he's up for LaRoche a little later on in this inning. Hopefully the Phillies don't get to that point. Bernadina's on second. Tracy's 0 for 2 so far in this series. Hits it the opposite way. Rollins backhand sets himself, freezes Bernadina. 2 outs.
Good play by Jimmy. Totally under control because he knew he had a slow runner. Thing you talk about in baseball, before the ball's ever hit, what's going to happen to you? What do I do with it? Who's at home plate? Slow runner, all kinds of time. You know, if that guy wants to go to third, he's not going to worry about him unless he, goes at the last minute and you have him by 50 feet. And Bernadina, he wasn't going to take any chances. That's good base running on his part.
Now Ryan Zimmerman with 2 outs. He's 1 for 3. Back-to-back sliders and back-to-back strikes. 0-2.
Charlie, before the game, thought that Papelbon would be able to go today with the pitch numbers that he's thrown. But as he always says, well, I'm going to check with Rich Doobie, and then we'll decide later if we need him.
Rosenberg, excuse me, is the nearest to us, and Valdez the farthest. 0-2 the count to Ryan Zimmerman. And the pitch from Lindblom. Swing and a miss. He got him with a fastball. 94 miles an hour, and Lindblom does the job. He gets the 2 batters he needs to here in the 8th inning. The Phillies leave one in scoring position. We've played 7.5 in Philadelphia. The bullpen steps up once again in relief of Cliff Lee today. And we go to the bottom of the 8th with the Phils on top by 3. Down this afternoon's ball game. Analysis and reaction from the clubhouse. Marty Bystrom's here at the yard. It's all on the Phillies postgame show live from Sugar House Casino coming up after the game on PHL 17. Home half of the 8th inning. And Drew Storen will be the new pitcher for the Washington Nationals. 44,653 on hand today. Another sellout. Storen 1-0 with a 4.15 earned run average. They have the kiss cam going on the video board here, and they show couples and they get together, and then they showed Dave Dittinger down in the dugout, and they played the music all by myself.
Yes, and he is related to the great Ray Dittinger. Yeah. That's his son. And Ray Dittinger, Dave is a heck of a kid, but Ray Dittinger, what a journalist.
Yep.
Special.
Bottom of the 8th inning, John Mayberry will lead it off against Drew Storen. All right, so the Phillies on top 4-1. Last couple of games, they've been able to get an extra run in the 8th inning. Let's see if they do the same here.
Won't be as easy. They don't have Utley up.
Who will play the role of Chase Utley? Maybe Kevin Franzen.
How about the bullpen's empty?
Bullpen is empty at this point. They had Valdez and Rosenberg throwing at the ends. 1-0 the count to Mayberry. Mayberry hits a foul just to the right of us. Sounds like a broken record, but somebody just made a one-handed grab. That gentleman right there.
Papelbon has been in 3 straight games. If they look at the Charlie's looking at the numbers here. Here's this play right here. Good catch. And on the pitches and all that, and he said, well, I think we can use him, but I have to check. So maybe they can't.
1-1 the count to Mayberry. And 1-2.
They'll check with the player. They'll check with the pitching coach. All those things go into it when the guy's been used. And 3 days in a row, he looks like he may not be available.
Papelbon, if he does commit, is going for his 30th save of the year.
Yeah. Doesn't look like it though. He'd be up by now.
He'd be up by now. Well, it's kind of a warm day. There he is. Put some gum in his mouth.
Never know.
2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Stephen LaRude was out in the bullpen. He's the one to the right putting the catcher's equipment on. He is the Phillies' backup catcher at this point. Now he's taking it off.
So he's not going to warm anybody up.
Off day tomorrow, and then the Phillies will welcome in the New York Mets for a 3-game series beginning Tuesday.
Phillies have played 26 out of the last 27 days, 17 straight here today. The only off day was on August 9th, and they're 15-10, trying to make it 16-10 in that stretch.
Swing and a miss, and there's one away. 96 on that fastball from Storen.
This guy's back.
Well, Nix will bat with 1 out here in the 8th inning.
We haven't seen Clippard in this series, which is a good thing.
Yeah, they have an off day tomorrow. They're going to stay in town, the Nationals, because of Hurricane Isaac, which is bearing down on the state of Florida. So I think the Nationals will stay here for the next day and then head out to Florida, I think, tomorrow night. Let the area clear out a little bit. That's a big storm.
Big storm, yeah, headed out into the Gulf after it brushes the Florida Keys and then the southern tip of Florida, it sounds like.
We may get a piece of it when we go to Atlanta on Thursday. Nix has a home run today, 1 for 3. Whacks that changeup foul, 0-2.
Hit off a left-hander too, which was nice. Talked about him earlier in the game that you know, he's a guy that fits into the puzzle for next year.
Ground ball to second. Lombardozzi comes in. 4-3 on the put out. For the second out here, the 8th. Franzen's coming up. Well, it looks like the 9th inning is going to belong to Lindblom to start.
Yep.
They may piece it together after that.
Well, it goes right, left, right. They have no left-handed hitter left on the bench. Do the Nationals.
Franzen is 2 for 3 today. His average is up to 355. That may be going up to the upper deck. It is. Another good catch. This Tuesday, Chris Young will start for the Mets. Van Swarley will get the nod for the Phillies. We'll be on the air at 7 o'clock on PHL 17. To the right side again. Lombardozzi will throw out Franzen. Phillies go down in order. Now all that's left for the Phillies is the top of the 9th inning. Try to go for the series sweep over the Washington Nationals. Those are the guys they'll have to deal with when we get back. Washington Nationals. They lead it 4-1, and Josh Lindblom will begin the 9th inning on the mound for the Phillies. And he will face Jason Worth, Adam LaRoche, and Tyler Moore. So obviously Papelbon is not available. In the pen, the Phillies have Valdez, a left-hander, and B.J. Rosenberg, a right-hander.
3 straight days, depending on the number of pitches he threw.
And 4 or 5.
And 4 or 5. With an off day tomorrow, you know, they're just not going to let him go today.
Jason Worth is 1 for 3 today. He's popped out, struck out, and he has singled and scored. The only run for the Nationals.
So the other guys have been doing a really good job lately. They need to pick up the slack again today for their closer.
First pitch is over for a strike. Down the right field line, out of play, and it's 0-2. Phillies bullpen has gotten 10 1/3 scoreless recently on this homestand. 0-2 the count. Breaking ball, swung on and missed. Boy, he really slowed up that breaking pitch. That was a curve from Lindblom, and he's got 2 strikeouts, and the fans love saying goodbye to Jason Worth in that way.
And they're going through a lot of stuff there. Kratz and Lindblom, they finally got to a curveball.
7 strikeouts in this series for Worth.
He really fooled him with 2 strikes way out in front.
One out. LaRoche is the hitter. And he hits that one toward first, and it's caught up in the air by Ryan Howard. 2 outs. The Phillies sweeps this year. They've had one against the Brewers. It was a 3-game sweep. They've had 2 2-game sweeps against the Cubs and the Astros.
Lindblom there, guy giving a little broom thing there. Lindblom trying to pick up the save. $44,653. That's right. Bring them to their feet, man. And Moore, who's had a good day, takes outside and low. It's 1-0. Tyler Moore is 2 for 3 with an RBI. Cliff Lee has not won here at Citizens Bank Park since September of last year. 1-1 the count. Charlie Manuel said Cliff Lee's year has been unreal. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Moore. Breaking ball, swung on and missed. It's 1-2. One more strike. Nice to see this again.
It sure is.
2 strikes, people up, chance to win a game.
And pick up a sweep.
Sell out. This is fun today.
1-2 the count to Tyler Moore. Lindblom has his sides. He's in the wide. And the pitch. Way outside. A little bit of an adrenaline rush, I would think.
He was throwing the breaking ball there, the slower one, and just kind of held on to that one a little long. There's Cliff Real. I love that expression from Charlie when he says, it's just unreal. And that's what he's been using on Lee lately. It's unreal what's been happening with him.
And now the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. And for the first time since September 5th of last year, Cliff Lee has won a ball game here at Citizens Bank Park as the Phillies sweep out the